Hello and welcome. My name is Kunal, and this is January 29th, 2022, a beautiful day. I'm a student pilot from Tennessee and picked a day today to start recording my journey as a student pilot. So come along and enjoy a beautiful day with me, and I will be doing some pattern work with my instructor Kevin. So let's go.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Comp check. Okay, I think I'm hearing on one ear. Why is that?
I do not know. Do you have a volume knob on that ear that might have gotten turned down?
Okay, mono.
Check.
Okay. Set it to mono and I can hear both ears.
Yeah, because it would be like a stereo jack, and that jack is not hearing anything. Mono just sends the same signal to both ears
Okay.
because you're getting a mono signal. So
Alright. Oil pressure is in green. Temperature is still slowly climbing. Got fuel. Okay. Mixture lean for, we do have mixture lean for taxiing.
yeah.
Power heat cold. Alright. Weather.
5-2 Zulu. Wind 180 at 6 knots. Visibility
not bad.
more than
6 knots.
180 though too. It's right up the runway, so we can stay here if you want.
Clear below 12,000. Temperature 1 Celsius. Dew point -14 Celsius. Altimeter 3016 inches of mercury.
3016.
Dixon County Municipal Airport. Automated weather observation 2052 Zulu. Wind 180 at 6 knots. Visibility more than 10. Sky condition clear below 12,000. Temperature 1 Celsius. Dew point -14 Celsius. Altimeter 3016 inches of mercury.
Okay.
Are we ready to do the brake check?
Okay. Let it roll. Okay.
Alright. Oh good, I think the
And then you let me
for that.
formally would let me do a brake check, so let off of it, and I'll do a
Okay.
brake check. Good brakes, your aircraft.
My aircraft.
Your aircraft.
Alright, mixture set to lean for taxiing, and I think we're ready to taxi.
Now it's up to you.
We'll do the run-ups over there.
Alright.
So my call will be Dixon Traffic, Skyhawk 7 and 11 X-ray, taxiing to runway 17, right?
Yeah, sure. Taxi from the FBO if you want.
Taxiing from there. Dixon Traffic, Skyhawk 7 and 11 X-ray, taxiing from FBO to runway 17. Dixon.
I'll get on the brakes with you. Just let you know.
Okay. We'll do before takeoff. Fuel set to both. We have trim set. Doors locked. All pressure is good. All so the volt amps. Run about 2 amps, 1.5 to 2, and it's at 14. So alternate's working.
Yeah, it's a 14 volt, 12 volt battery, 14 volt bus, and it's pulling a couple amps for whatever's out here. So it's good.
Okay. We have transponder set to alt. We have radio set, and our fuses are all good. Circuit breakers looks good.
Yeah, these are fused circuit breakers.
Fuse and circuit. I'll get it before. Okay. We'll set the mixture to rich. Carb heat is cold. All right. So we're gonna do our run-ups. 1700 RPM. Alright, 1700 RPM, we'll do check the back, set it to right. We have a little drop, maybe about 50.
Not much, yep.
Go into both, we climbed up, going back to left, just a slight 50 drop, going back to both.
Good.
Alright,
Good.
recovered. Carb heat engaged. We have then about 50. Well,
There's a drop in it. That's good. That's what you want.
100,
Yeah.
yep. 400. Alright, now idle check. Okay, engine didn't die, idle set.
Did I tell you why 2 to the left and then 1 to the left as opposed to 1 to the left and 2 to the left? Because most people go left both and then right both.
I did 2 right.
Right, did I tell you why I said go 2 left first and then? So that you didn't accidentally only click it once so that it would always go back to both? Okay, so here, let me explain.
You told me to go to right first.
Right. Here's this. A lot of people don't. A lot of people go to left, then both, then right, then both. The reason I told you to do both is I personally believe there's a less of a chance of you accidentally forgetting to go all the way back to both
Okay.
if you do the left one last, because it's only one click.
Right.
The right. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. As opposed to going right and accidentally only clicking 1 to the left and taking off only on the left leg. So for me, it's just maybe just a teensy,
Chances.
chance of avoiding a problem. So that's
Every
why.
bit counts.
Yeah.
Try to find my class.
That's my theory anyway. It may be total junk, but that's my theory.
No, so far. You're teaching me every bit of it, whatever I would learn from you, so I appreciate that.
Well, I want to tell you why in case somebody goes, why are you doing that? Okay, well,
I'm not crazy.
not only is my instructor told me that, but there is a method to the madness, presumably.
Right. You taught me this, you also told me the reason for it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so normal takeoff procedure.
Alright, so wind is at 18, we are at runway 17. So we'll line up to the runway, we'll verify with our compass, and we'll apply full throttle. We will rotate at 65, pitch for 95. If we see something we don't like, maybe something in the runway or some instruments not working right or pressure's not reading right, we'll pull the throttle back and maintain directional control and try to get the airplane out of the runway safely. If we have taken off and below 500 feet, we will just pull the throttle, and something goes wrong with the engine or engine dies, we'll just put the nose down, and within our 30-degree visual, forward visual reference, we'll try to bring the plane down with in a field, or if it has to be in...
Hold on a second. Go ahead.
Hey, you can put it in the hangar when you're done.
Will do.
Alright, so if we try to bring the airplane down in a field, or if it has to be within the trees, we'll try to put it between the trees so the haul is safe. Alright, if we have taken off and if it's about 500 to 1,000 and we are nearby the airport, my instructor will have control. We'll try to lower the nose and try to turn around and bring the airplane back to the airport property.
Okay, agreed. I understand that it'll be my airplane and my radios, and you'll help. I'll fly it and you fix it.
Yep,
Right? Okay,
we'll do.
good deal.
Yep.
And also for that briefing, since we're going to take a right turn out to the west, we'll just know that our airport will be off our right-hand side after we turn, right?
Are we going to Waverly?
Yeah, we'll go over to Waverly.
So it'll be like.
Or we can stay here if you want. So which way do you want
Let's
to do?
try one.
You want to try one here? Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll stay here. So we're making left turns. Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so my call would be Dixon traffic, Skyhawk 711 X-ray, departing runway 17, left close traffic.
That's it, Dixon. Yep.
Dixon.
Okay, I'm off the brakes. Your controls.
My controls. Dixon traffic, Skyhawk 7911 X-ray, taking up runway 17 for left close traffic. Dixon. Looks like one.
All right. Looks like the wind is just kind of varying right up the runway. So.
Alright, here we go.
Go. Just keeping that right pressure right as soon as you hit that throttle, because it's going to want to go left on you, just because of the left turning tendencies. You got good oil pressure?
Okay.
I'll get that.
Thank you.
There's your 60.
60. Rotate.
Good. Good job. Just get a little right rudder in there. Yeah. Nice. Engine quits right now. What do you do?
I'll pull the nose down. I try to land on the runway, maybe?
Yeah, we'll use that slip we'll learn about. We'll learn about the slip and just come straight down. There's no other option there.
Right.
Maybe even S-turn a little bit if we're comfortable, but I would probably just slip. Okay, right now what would you do?
That failed.
Yep, nose in that field, yep.
Traffic, station 37 Juliet Fox, 10 miles to the east, inbound, outlaw.
Outlaw, it's not us. Okay, you lose your engine right now, what do you do? Push the nose and...
No, it's too far.
You gotta make a decision soon.
I know.
Things are happening, what do you do? No good answers there.
I know.
Okay, we'll just think about that. Okay. Alright, so we do need to make our
400
crosswind turn. Yeah.
Dixon traffic, Skyhawk 7911 X-ray, left crosswind, runway 17, Dixon.
Traffic movement Tango is 7 miles to the north of the field. Circle around for 45 for 36. Let's go.
It's smoother today than it was smoother now than it was this morning.
Traffic, Archer 56.
Okay, so here's your altitude. Now give that power pull that we talked about and nose down right now. Just get the nose down so you level and now pull your power. Just take a quick look. That sounds pretty good. Just keep see how the nose is creeping back up on you. That's what we want to avoid. All right, your power's pretty good. Now you can get situated and trim. You can start thinking about trimming because you got everything under control and making your downwind turn. You know how you're still climbing a little bit, but you didn't overshoot too bad, and you're not way fast either.
Outlaw traffic.
So you can turn downwind. You're getting far out to the east.
Inbound for 17, we're at 2000, we'll probably enter left, extend left base for 17.
What's your altitude?
Marksburg traffic, Piper
Pull that power back.
22 Charles on a 6 mile.
Now we can tell pretty quickly whether we got a little too much power just by, we're going to kind of shoot for right at the top edge of the white arc of the pattern. So now you're good. So there's nothing else for you to fix.
Traffic 7 south turn final 19, Gibson County.
Traffic Skyhawk 11 X-ray, left downwind runway 17.
Okay, we're a little high, we're a little far away. So we can fix that. We can fix being a little far away just by turning in some. Keep in mind, look at the smoke up there. We've got a wind from the west. It's going to make it even harder for us because it's blowing this away, right? There's your altitude. Don't put your power back in. The sooner you fix it, the sooner you can get on with the regular business. Yeah, good fix. Just need a little up pitch, and that fixed your problem. You were starting to descend some, and you can trim that out so that you don't have to fight it now. That was the right correction.
Outlaw traffic, Archer 56 Charlie, 5 miles.
So what are you doing when you come up on the numbers? What's your 1, 2, 3?
All read, flaps, we're in the white arc already.
Power, net carpine,
Okay.
good check, right? 1, 2, 3. don't let that nose drop, okay? There you go. Go ahead and start the process now. White arc, good. Keep that nose from dropping. Your speed will just magically end up right where you want it. Now you can kind of let the nose come down a little bit and let the plane start to descend. And once you find the right pitch attitude for that blue line right there, then you can trim it for that.
Charlie, 2 miles from the traffic station here, 37 US 5, extended left base for 17. Look for the Archer.
Who's 17? Who's left base 17?
Different airport.
This is traffic snag 11 X-ray, left base runway 17. Dixon. Sorry. I think
You're doing great, don't worry about it. Figure it out. Good correction, I think.
Yeah. Probably 3 Mike Tango zeroing in on a 4 mile 45 for the left downwind.
I like that too. That was 100 RPM. That was just perfect. Not 400 or 900, just 100 RPM. Just takes the edge off the descent.
This is traffic snag 11 X-ray, final for runway 17, Dixon.
And a clear final. But you like to turn you like to turn early.
That's the correction.
Just a little bit later. But that's pretty consistent. You're consistent on that. Doing a good job. This is a great speed, great pitch attitude, stable approach, 400 feet per minute. That was probably a little early, but that's okay. And then I would just let this plane fly itself down.
A little high, but we know we're gonna dip.
Yeah, you're gonna dip, which is good. And I can sense the plane starting to settle down. So see how that red light just now came in?
Yeah, 500 exactly.
So you might even find yourself needing 50 RPM or something. And in fact, I think that's probably what you're going to need. Yeah, and that's perfect correction. No more than that. Beautiful approach. This is just exactly how it's supposed to look. Just let this fly itself on the ground.
Left downwind 17.
As you cross the numbers here, you can pull that power all the way back. The nose is going to drop a little bit, which is okay. Pull the power all the way out, level off, pull the power all the way out, just let it come down. Nope, don't let it dive. Now we're oscillating. So just let it settle, hold it back, hold it off, hold it off, hold it off, hold it off, hold it off. Nice, good job. All right, carb heat in. I'll help you with control. Flaps down, full power. Right rudder will need it when you come in on the power. All the way, don't be shy, because there's only so much runway. There's your 60. You might find yourself a little out of trim, so don't be surprised. Nice landing, eh?
Alright, yeah.
That was pretty. Just get your speeds and pitch attitudes, et cetera, and trim it out, and you'll be good. So I think we were a little low because we had a little bit of a wide base. We were a little farther away. But let's keep that in mind now. So maybe on the next one, you turn base just a little bit earlier, so you're not quite. I mean, it was almost perfect. So the way that we can think about that last one was, it seemed like we got just a little low, needed 100 RPM. So why don't we turn base just a teeny bit sooner, a little bit closer before the pond, right?
Okay.
Let's see how that works out.
Traffic squawk 711 X-ray, turning final, runway 17, Dixon.
You give yourself those flaps, did they come in? Oh. Couldn't tell if they did or not, I think.
That's that one.
Looks good.
Shoulder traffic, very nice.
I think this looks great. Speed looks good. Good turn to final. Just a little to the left. I would not touch those flaps until you're closer.
West of the field.
See how it's kind
Watch the traffic, and we're going to go around and come to a downwind to a point each other.
of, yeah, there you go. Now once we got the runway made, you can throw those flaps in. So like right here is pretty good. Just a little too much power. That's okay, we'll come back down as soon as we come over this little purple. Now just let it fly itself down. Don't feel like you have to do a whole lot of fixing. Pull the power out, you've made it. Pull the power out. Just try to stay centered up and then level. Level, more. Hold it off. We're flying again. Okay, alright, everything in. Take off. Alright, there you go. Left little left pressure, right pressure rather.
Houston traffic, start 711 X-ray, turning final, runway 17 Dixon.
That's okay, now just, this is where you need to correct carefully. If you way overshot, then just go around. This is not bad. But what you do is you don't want to find yourself in a lot of extreme banking maneuvers. Slow and low to the ground, right?
Okay, I think we need to pull over a little bit to talk about things. I think.
Yeah, sure, I think you're getting busy.
Okay.
So just go ahead and pull your power just a little bit. Power. You just let it fly to the ground. A little fast, just pull it. Made it, let pull the power out, and let's just fly it to the ground. Let's just stay straight and level. Now level off. But she's going to want to come down, level off, and hold it off. Alright, definitely need to take a break. Sorry, I had to get on there with you, get that nose wheel off. No, we'd have to get on the brakes. Alright, we'll just go down the next taxiway. I think it's getting to be too much.
We're going to rest and then try again.
Yep.
But the wind is good. I'm not feeling much of jerking around.
You're gonna have to apply more back pressure to hold it off. That's why we hit pretty hard. We're also a little askew, but if you need to slow down, pull the power out. So that you're not applying brakes and power.
Be in there, talk, or we go inside?
Oh, we don't have to go inside. Do you want to fly some more?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then let's just pull clear of the runway. We can talk right here, clear the runway. Get it cleaned up and reconfigure for takeoff.
Someone's not in?
Yeah, we were on the weather frequency.
Okay. Dixon traffic staff 7911 X-ray is at runway 17. Taking up runway 17, Dixon. Alright. Here we go.
We're always going to need that little right pressure when you put that throttle in. Not stomping it, just that little bit of pressure. Pressure looks good.
Alright. 60.
Yep. More right rudder. Good directional control.
Dixon traffic, Skyhawk 7N11 X-ray, turning final, runway 17 Dixon.
Clear on the final.
Untitled Chapter. I'm going to turn in left there. Can we follow up 1.
Okay, so now you can start to slow it down a little bit, kind of bring it back closer to 70 miles an hour. That's too much. So just do 1500 down. Right there. Now just get your speed under control and get lined up. Pedal to the left. Okay, so you're going to sink below it now, so put a little power on, just a 200 RPM. See how you're sinking below it? It's okay. Don't do anything drastic.
Okay, I'm gonna cut it about.
Alright. Pull it all the way out. Now level off. Level off, so oscillate level.
Oh, listen. Brother.
Alright. Nope. Got you at the last second. So pull back on them. I'm helping you out here because I'll make this first turn off. Try to do it without, if I flat spot the tires, it'll be my fault, not yours. So just didn't hold it off. Just came down and got a little low. So kind of ended up chasing that a little bit, and then it just got low to the ground and just didn't hold it off. It just kept on going.
Dixon traffic, Skyhawk 7N11 X-ray, clear runway 17 Dixon.
If it were easy, everybody would do it.
One more time.
I said if it were easy, everybody could do it.
I still think that everybody can do it. They need a good trainer.
With training, yes.
Yeah.
You know, it probably doesn't like the fact that you're in a curved area of glass.
29 goes south-southwest.
Alright, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so
We're gonna.
let's forget everything. Let's forget everything else right now. All right, let's think of two. Let's try to make this a manageable thing to think about on the final. All right, so we know what all this is supposed to look like. Hopefully, we'll get it right. Maybe we'll be a little bit high. You know what it's supposed to look like. Okay, so we don't have to talk about that part.
On the final.
Yeah, on all of that. So you'll know if you're a little high, if you're a little low, whatever. Fine. So let's try doing two things on this lap. Try to remember those two things. The first thing is let's start to level off a little higher. Let's not go level high, but let's start to level off a little higher so that we settle down into the parallel track to the ground a little later. So instead of doing this, let's do this. So there's not as much of this.
But I believe it would be better if I'm higher.
Well, what we don't want to do is level and be really high. What we want to do is we want to start to level off
It's
a
going to
little
really
higher.
bleed my speed though.
It is, but we're going to settle into it. So here's why. I think you see the ground coming. You know, we get it at kind of our 8 to 10 feet, and then your inclination is to not hit the ground, which is a good inclination, and you put a whole lot of elevator in, and we... So what if we just start to put back pressure a little earlier so that we ease into that level altitude? And I can maybe cue you on that.
Okay.
We'll try to cue you on that. And then the second thing, we're trying to remember two things. The second thing
Keep on holding.
is to transition our eyes down the runway, and that way we'll have that pitch attitude. So let's try to round out a little earlier, transition down the runway.
Okay.
And I'm sure it's not, you know, if we get it perfect, it's going to be a lot. But let's try those two things for starters, and then we can add other stuff on top of that. So two things we're going to try to do. Earlier level off, and transition eyes down the runway. Two things. Okay, between the two of us, we should be able to remember this, right?
Sure.
We got at least half a good brain between us. All right, close that.
All right, clear.
I'll do a quick scan for you both here.
I
Door
did
locked,
that.
door locked.
Was taxi.
Pictures in.
So
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
Dixon traffic, Skyhawk 7911 X-ray, taking up runway 17, left coast traffic, Dixon. Alright, all clear, let's go.
Outbound traffic, 70 downwind runway 17 outbound.
And unfortunately, this is something you just can't do in a simulator easily. It just doesn't feel the same.
It doesn't. I even flew a Baron yesterday. Because it doesn't have two mixtures, it's just one of everything, right?
Yeah, trust me, it's
yeah.
really busy in real life. Okay.
Alright, we're
Remember, as
good.
you push the power in, you're going to need a little right rudder pressure.
Okay.
Portland traffic, Cherokee 9608 Whiskey is 3,000 feet, 2 miles to the west of the field.
There you go. That's nice and smooth.
Climb the field, teardrop entries to the left downwind runway 19er, touch and go, Portland.
60.
Rotate.
Rotate.
Outbound traffic, 603
You said we need a little right aileron by that crosswind. See how you got blown to the right or to the
I
left?
saw that, yeah.
Try 500. Try to be at 1500 on the turn this time. See how that works out. Keep your pitch up. Just a little slower climber.
Okay.
And this is just so that you can hit the downwind at altitude.
Oh, a lot of people talking.
Yeah, you can just do your thing. They keep that speed up. Just keep the nose at the 90 bit.
Traffic, Scott 211 Foxtrot, that goes directly over top of the field. You got the teardrop entry to left downwind 24, Swan traffic. Portland traffic, Cherokee 9608 Whiskey is over midfield, 3,000 feet, teardrop to the downwind runway 19, touch and go, Portland.
Dixon traffic, Skyhawk 7911 X-ray, turning left downwind runway 17, Dixon.
Nice thing to hear is to get your nose over to your... Yeah, that's perfect. Just get your nose down to your pitch attitude. There's really nothing you need to tweak right now, other than just watch your altitude and your pitch, because you're going to slow down just a little bit. So don't be busy doing stuff that you don't need to do.
go to mile 45 traffic down 211
Alright, I'm getting close to opening the number. I'm gonna count 5 and then do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. RPM 1600. Don't miss the nose drop. Alright, with the carb heat in. Alright, with the white arc. First touch of flat, 10 degree. Alright, everything looks stable. We are at 90, 85 rather.
What happens if you let go of the yoke right now?
It goes down.
So trim it. That'll help you out a lot.
Okay, good. Thank you.
John?
Alright. Dixon traffic, Skyhawk 7911 extra, turning left base runway 17 Dixon.
Don't pull that power out yet. Put in. Remember, we're going to land a little longer this time. We were going to try to. That's good. Don't go any more than that. Okay, you always got one thing to do on the base unless there's a wind condition indicates otherwise.
Alright. Dixon traffic, Skyhawk 7911 X-ray, turning final, runway 17 Dixon.
Okay, let's look and see how high we are right now. We are about 500 feet above, so that does make us a little high, which is okay. So the captain's bars are those white thick things.
Okay.
1,000 feet down, so that's kind of where we're going to be aiming.
Careful.
Now make 100 RPM corrections if you think you need them, otherwise don't do anything. Just decide what those bars are doing in the window. What are they doing?
Oh, they're going up.
Yeah, so just small changes. Okay, runway is made. Alright, so now you need to, one thing you gotta fix, we're not landing in the grass, are we?
No.
Okay, just small corrections, it'll come back around. Nice. Just let this plane land itself. You can start pulling that power out slowly as we come across. We're going to start leveling off a little early, remember?
Okay.
No, that's a little too much. We just want to slowly begin to level off. And now pull the power out. And now we want to hold it off and transition down the runway. Pull, pull, pull. Oh, it's a little too much. Pull, 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 pull.
I don't know.
Better, huh? I'm sorry, I got the rudders with you because we're getting a little sideways. Did you do the transition down the runway?
I think so. I think
it's kind of weird. It doesn't feel like you should. It feels like you should always have the most threatening thing in your life close, you know, looking directly at it.
Well, I could see that as I was going down.
You can feel that sink when you're looking down the runway, right? And you also get a pretty good sense of your nose, high attitude. So here's the thing. If you're looking right off the nose, you never pull the nose up because it takes the thing you think you're looking at out of your line of sight. So you always land flat, right?
Right.
If I'm looking right there, I don't want to pull the nose up because now I can't see the thing I'm looking at anymore.
It's
So if I look down the runway, then I'm not as worried about pulling the nose up and losing sight because I'm not going to, right?
It's true.
I did get on the rudder a little bit with you just to keep things kind of from getting a little sideways, but I think that was pretty good. I hope you're happy with that one. I thought that was pretty nice. The nose attitude was great.
Traffic Sky 711 X-ray, clear runway 17, Dixon. We calling it? Are you calling it?
I'd like to do another one. Wouldn't you?
Alright.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I like to see positive trends. So the level out was a little too aggressive. Remember when I said start leveling out? It was a little aggressive, so we were going flat, and we were like 15, 20 feet off the ground. I don't know if you remember that or not.
I do. But you said I did it too aggressively.
A little too aggressive, that's why we kind of went back up a little bit. So all we're doing when we talk about let's start to level up early is just adding pressure. We're not hauling off. We're just adding pressure. We're just starting to mentally, it's almost like you're willing it mentally to start leveling off. That's how little pressure it is to kind of stop that descent rate. It also gives your brain just a second to transition into the next phase.
Okay.
Real quick, that's 237, 7 miles east, inbound for Outlaw.
Okay, I'm going to focus on our two things again.
Something.
Pressure to level off, begin, not level up, begin the leveling off process a little higher instead of jerking it, and then transitioning down the runway so that we can get our nose high and hold it off.
Okay.
Same thing we did before.
Don't jerk
do
it
it
too
again.
much, just slowly.
But I mean, I'm telling you, when I say it's time to start leveling off, it's like feel. It's this right here.
Okay.
And then you'll kind of put it in. So what it'll do is basically it's going to sit your butt down a little bit, and now you're kind of feeling to let it down. So at first when the plane's flying itself, it's trimmed out, it's going down, it's doing the flying. Right? You're just kind of giving it corrections to stay lined up, right? When we transition to the level off, that's when you begin flying again. I mean, this is going to be on tape, so somebody's probably going to scream at me for this, but it's figuratively speaking. I'm not being literally, but really, this is when you start to take a more proactive part in the landing process, and that's when you start to tell the plane what to do. So all you're doing at first is just beginning that level off process by putting pressure on it, and all that's going to do is cause that descent rate to start to ease up a little bit, and then you begin flying it closer. Right, so you now think, okay, I'm a little too high and I'm a little too low. You're beginning to transition and make that decision down the runway. Do I need to let it come down? Am I flat way high? Am I going to come crashing down? Or am I, what do I need to do? And so that's when you start doing a little bit of this, and as it slows down, you can feel it. When you're looking down the runway, you can feel in your butt it wanting to do it. You just have to keep holding it off and keep that nose up high.
Okay.
Alrighty, let's do it. Do it. Door's locked. I have a helicopter off the departure end of 17-600.
Where at?
He's kind of on the cross. Well, no, he's south of Dixon. Never mind. I thought he was on the crosswind. He's farther away. You're good.
Okay, clearly of correct. Dixon traffic, Sky 7911 X-ray, taking up runway 17, left close traffic, Dixon.
A little more right pressure. See, that pressure keeps you from doing the crazy nose thing.
Yeah. 60. Rotate.
Traffic 24 Delta Charlie, turning left base for full stop 17 now.
I think that the turning at 600 feet instead of 500 feet helped, I think.
Okay.
Do you think it was better? We ended up being at the right altitude on the downwind.
Yeah.
The main thing for you is to make sure that you keep your pitch attitude so that you get to that altitude instead of letting the nose drop on you. Power fails, where do you go?
Like this.
I would say up there.
Okay, we'll make it.
You're going to have too much energy to land here. You won't be able to make it. You can make that one though. Right here, I'm talking about that one.
Okay, yeah. The handrail is going to be in the way.
Don't hit those, they don't move. They're not soft in the movies. They're heavy.
Alright. 500.
Downwind 17, full front.
Dixon traffic Sky 7911 X-ray, left crosswind runway 17. Dixon.
We have not done a slip, but I'm kind of enjoying you doing.
I know.
You're doing well with the landing.
No, let's get this through. Yeah, I'm happy about what we did today. Slip's gonna come. I know I'm gonna get a chance to do it.
Oh yeah. Now remember on this, we'll lead your level off altitude by about 50 feet.
Okay. That's right now, 1850. Alright, I'll do it right now. Alright. Dixon traffic, Sky 7911 X-ray, turning left downwind runway 17 Dixon.
Yeah, you're doing so much better on your altitude control and speed control today. And I think a lot of it is you just anticipating it a little bit more instead of reacting, being more proactive. And remember, trim out control forces so that you don't have to fight.
Yeah.
You have to think, if you're already having to pull back before you even level off the airplane, it's such an unnatural thing to keep pulling against the force. But if you're trimmed out on approach, then the level off really does become just pressure, right?
Yeah. Alright, getting ready. 16. Carb heat. We're in the white arc. 10 degree flaps. Alright. Everything's looking good. Dixon traffic, Skyhawk 7911 X-ray, turning left base, runway 17 Dixon.
Gonna be a little high, but we'll deal with it.
Traffic check, 2 whiskey, south and bound to landing 1.
I can do a shallow base turn.
Don't let that energy build up too much on you.
Okay.
It's not too bad.
Foxburg traffic, Skyhawk 2387 uniform is on the go, runway 17.
This looks pretty good, actually.
Yeah. Dixon traffic, Skyhawk 7911 X-ray, turning final, runway 17 Dixon.
So when you get situated and you like your 80 knots, get it trimmed out so that you don't have to fight it when we turn final.
Okay.
This looks good. Don't mess with stuff. Just get it trimmed out.
Foxburg traffic 2387 uniform is on crosswind, runway 17 Foxburg.
And let's not land in the grass. I can feel it. See, you can just, this thing just loves to sink over these trees, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so remember, we're going to use a little bit of back pressure to start leveling off a little earlier, and I'll say when. Then we're going to transition down the runway and hold the nose off, right? That's our two things. This looks fantastic. I wouldn't have done that, but that's okay. Just keep flying. Just slowly ease the power out. Remember, the nose is going to drop on you. And now just start putting just a little pressure to level off. Now we're going to need a little left rudder. Little left rudder. Now hold it off. Look down the runway. Look down the runway. Hold it off. Little left rudder. Hold it off. Hold it off. Hold it off. Holy shit.
Really?
That's it. We're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. No more. That's it.
Good. Good. I really enjoyed that one. Yeah.
I think that worked. I think looking down the runway, hold it off, hold it off, hold it off. Don't let
it. If you wouldn't call it, I wouldn't do that. I still don't have that.
You will. We'll try to do that more times until it becomes more of a.
Okay. This is probably one of the best days that we had in Dixon to do the pattern work. This is probably the first time I did that.
Yeah. That was really good. That was so much better. I got put a little rudder because we just got a little because of the wind, but I didn't want to say anything. That was great. Hopefully Tubby was watching that one. I know he's probably watching from somewhere. I'm sure he's spying with some binoculars.
No,
don't break my plane. I don't blame him. If on my plane, I'd be saying the same thing. So.
No, he talks really high about you. Dixon traffic, Skyhawk 7911 X-ray, clear runway 17, Dixon.
So even on that one, the little, you gave even more than pressure. Do you see how it came up? I mean, it is really just like
tapping.
What do you call it? That's telekinesis or something, or I don't know, suggestive pressure. I don't know what you call it, but you really don't have to do much other than just think to the plane. Now it's time to begin leveling off, and that little bit of pressure in your fingers is enough. You know, you see movies and you got pilots running the stick in all different directions, right? That's not really what good flying is about. It's really about pressures and anticipating. As you can see that, right? What am I doing next? That's my 1, 2, 3. My 1, 2, check 3, and I'm just going to apply some pressure, and I'm going to trim, and it's not all of this big wild movements and stuff like that. So.
Why is this light blinking?
Push the RPM up. We have to hold it. I'm going to stop for a second. Okay, now push it in. Yeah, just RPM too low. It needs a certain RPM to generate sufficient. I think this is a voltage monitor, so the voltage probably droops when the RPM is low. But you can pull it back out. It's not hurting anything.
Okay.
It has an alternator on this one. I suspect he's got it. I don't think he has a generator, but it's generating. It's looking good.